Welcome to the continued podcast adventures of Superhero Speak.
But I think many of the people that love this character and that love superheroes in general have used these stories as inspiration to say, you know what, I'm going to do something good in the world. I'm going to make a difference like my hero when I was a kid.
That is my fondest memory of it, because when you're doing comic books, you want them to affect people.
Right.
You want people to care. You want to strike emotions. And I knew that Clone Saga was striking a lot of emotions.
Can you imagine Pulp Fiction starring Goofy and Mickey Mouse?
I can totally imagine that.
I'm sure somebody's written that one
quarter
too.
pounder with cheese and France, Mickey. What? Boy, ale with cheese, Mickey. Yeah, I can totally.
See?
I would watch the hell out of that movie.
Yes, I gladly sacrifice that my progeny to view of a mighty Marvel beast.
But Neil Adams is somewhere going, it's my time.
How do you measure success? Hey everyone, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host Dave.
And John.
And that's right, we're live again. Unfortunately, our good friend JD is running a little behind. But he said he will jump in as soon as he gets here. I just knocked something over. Hey, we're live. There's no editing this out in post.
I went and found the list of things that you shouldn't do when you're on live TV, so that I could make a list of things that I'm going to do on live TV to spite that list. So I am going to drink on camera. This is herbal tea, by the way.
Sure.
This is the bourbon.
Okay.
But no, I may eat on camera. It's just all no holds barred. This is just whatever.
All right.
Because I mean we're so into our what is it? We've got all these habits that we've created over like 9 years.
This is true.
How many years has it been really?
9. It'll be 10 in May.
Jeez.
So
over a decade now. I can use the word decade. Yeah.
I am going to drink. I got some Captain Morgan spiced apple rum here.
And there goes the YouTube.
Listen to that sound.
I do believe that YouTube. Well, I don't know. Like YouTube is really weird these days.
Is it?
I think I don't know if you mention, spirits that they come after you, but like if you do almost anything else, even normal stuff like covering just Black Lives Matter or something like that, they will for some weird stuff that is just like normal or innocuous, they come after you. It's ridiculous. And who knows what the rules are on all the other sites now. Everything's going to
we're still live on YouTube, so I just checked.
Well, it just may, when we post it for posterity, they may limit the views. But anyway, so hi Dave, how you doing?
Good. How are you? How was your week? Anything new and fun and exciting to report?
I got confirmation that I work too much.
Care to elaborate?
I got my yearly review, and I got the highest level, the outstanding, which is good. It means I get we're live. It means we get a bonus.
Yeah,
I mean I get a really good bonus, but and a raise, but it just means that I've worked too much.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Hey,
not work too much at my age. Are you kidding me?
We got 4 people watching yet, and then Drew has given a laughing face. Haha! What are you laughing at, Drew?
He's laughing at me dying on live streaming. It's just fun. Yes. Told you I was just gonna break all the rules.
I got my my review comes in February, so I've got time to worry about that. End of the month, so that's what they said. Which means you don't get your raise and bonus until after. So.
Oh yeah, no, we don't get anything until March. But
okay.
it's just nice because it's very, very hard to get that rating because a lot of businesses play they gamify this thing
Yeah.
And they're only allowed to give out a certain number of like high level reviews, even if they have a really good developer base or whatever. So it's really stupid.
He was laughing at you breaking the TV rules, John.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, 10 years of habits that we've gotten into doing this
Oh
audio
my
only.
goodness. 10 years. Is that too long?
I've said it before and I will say it again. Our strategy here isn't to be a good podcast. We're just here to outlast all the other podcasts.
We're just one of the podcasts.
we will become the de facto standard because all the other standards, shuttered their doors years ago.
It's funny you joke about that, but there are so many podcasts that started when we did that are just not around anymore. It's hard to keep up with it. It really is. Like but go ahead.
Oh no, it really is. Unless you have somebody like you who uses the whips to keep me in line, and no, you're going to be online tonight, or I shall come for you. It's like,
Hey, careful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I only use my whips with my. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say that out loud.
I should have poured myself a double. Okay.
Yes, you should have.
So otherwise everything's okay. Still solidly into this season of anime, and really surprised I still have like 10 anime I'm following. Usually I get only 4 or 5 good ones, but and I have read 2 more books by Briggs. So once I'm finished with her books, I'm on to Stephen King fairy tale. I'm just powering through all of her books right now though.
Cool.
What about you?
I did something that I never did before this weekend. So one of the gifts that I got my girlfriend for Christmas was we went to Painting with a Twist. And look, hey, you know what?
Wait, is that M. Night Shyamalan's painting studio?
No, you go and you drink
What's a
wine and
twist?
you paint a picture. But look, I've got a visual for this. So I have never painted before, and here we are. I love doing this.
Look at you with all this power of the video now.
And that I am holding that painting I'm holding. That is the first painting I have ever painted in my life. As you can see, it was like a couple thing. So like I painted one side, she painted the other, put them together. They're like one picture. And look here, you can look. Here's a close up of mine.
Did you channel Bob Ross when you did that?
There was a lot of Bob Ross comments.
Just
while
gonna
we
put a little
that.
bit of snow on these over here, and then over here, and
that
then
is a
Godzilla in the
close-up
background.
of Karen's. I told her she was going to be featured on this episode, and there you go.
Nice.
Classy Ulysses says, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Classy?"
Wow, live interaction. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I am a geek and introvert. I have no idea how to deal with this at all.
Oh, and oh no, never mind. Drew, wait, Drew, what? Happy little tree. They look great. Thank you, Drew. Yeah, I was shocked. Like it's it's interesting. I mean, they obviously pick some of the easiest things that you can paint that look good. Really painting a pine tree is not that difficult once you learn a couple basic steps for it. But I had a lot of fun. So did she. She used to paint all the time and hasn't in years. So like this kind of sparked her interest to maybe get back into it a little. So that was good.
It hard? Was it hard? Because they don't look bad. They look
No,
pretty good,
I mean
actually. It's like,
that wasn't that hard. I would like to learn some more techniques. Her son's an artist. He's really good. And then the funny thing is, like, you could tell she had experience because, like, the teacher, the person giving the class, started explaining like how to do trees, and she was already painting a tree on her painting. Yeah, so it was good. It was a lot of fun. unfortunately, our good friend is not here yet, JD. Um, I think he has a wrestling story he'll share when he gets on. He
He
posted
said
something about his son.
he's got snow problems, right? Like
Yeah,
huge amounts
apparently
of
it's
snow
snowing
where
in
he is.
Chicago. Oh, I also wanted to point out if anyone hears any loud noises like fireworks tonight, I live in the city of Philadelphia, and the Eagles won the NFC Championship tonight, which means
Oh,
they're
geez.
going to the Super Bowl in a
You know,
couple of weeks.
just some fireworks, maybe some windows breaking, some cars being overturned. Because
I have
Philadelphians
friends
are
that are
asshats when it
I
comes to
have
this
friends
stuff.
that live in the city or work downtown at night, and they've already posted pictures of people gathering outside City Hall, climbing the light poles,
The light poles that they purposefully greased to make sure they couldn't climb them.
and yet they're still climbing them.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a mob, there's a way anyway.
In this city, yes. So yeah, it's so if there's any fireworks, I'm not in the war zone. I'm in a city that won the NFC Championship.
So right. Super Bowl is next, right?
Yes.
I don't know these things.
Did
The World
JD's
Series is
son
next, right?
hit a kid with a chair? I love that. I don't know. He posted a picture. His son looked sad, and he's like, he's not happy I'm posting this. I'm like, there's definitely a story I'm going to hear tonight about this. So
This should be fun.
yes, but yeah, apparently they have a lot of snow. And well, he's right outside of Chicago, or he's in the suburbs. But yeah, drive safe, JD. Drive safe. Well, I guess we'll move on to things that aren't safe. And we'll do a little social media madness while we wait.
Oh, this is his reason for being late.
Oh,
This-
wait,
this-
what? Did you find something?
What? No,
Oh,
this is his reason for being late. Yeah, this is his reason for being late. This is it.
It's raining constantly here in Texas. Oh, well. Where about
Yeah.
in Texas are you? Texas is a big state.
No, they've had some flooding issues in Houston from last I heard. Like they've had
Yeah.
a lot of really big storms this last year. I have a friend who lives northeast of Houston, and I mean she gets it a lot sometimes. But they've had tornadoes and everything down there. It's amazing. It's bad, and they've had more snow there over the last like 3 or 4 years than we've had here in northeast Pennsylvania, or not
Yeah.
northeast. Where am I? I'm southeast Pennsylvania.
Southeast, yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they got more snow down there than we've had here. That's ridiculous. I've got a snowblower that is like just singing the blues in my garage.
Aw. Do you remember the guy Andy who worked in the database group?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, I remember him like because we did have a bad snowstorm one year, so he's like, I finally did it. I bought a snowblower and it did not snow for like the next 2 years after he bought it.
Which is as it happens. Yes, this is how things work in the world.
So, all right. So yes, he's late probably because of social media madness. Let's start with I think we possibly missed a comment last week when we were live.
Did we?
From our good friend Drew. Oh, you know what? I can't bring it up now because it's on Facebook and it wants to force me to, our current.
Watch the show.
Oh wait, here
Yeah.
we go. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. 10 comments. Hold on.
I found it. There were 7 comments.
It was a reply. What was that?
I see a lot.
You
of
know what?
comments from Drew.
Facebook. I'm tired of Facebook.
Everybody is.
They no, this whole like, oh, they only show the most recent or the most relevant comments. Okay, here's the comment. Sorry about all that, people. Ooh, Colt 45. I thought that was a tribute to the Afro Man song. I break into song every time I hear you advertise it. So yes, Colt 45 is a podcast who is a good friend of the show. Obviously, Randy has been on the show many times. It's his podcast. And it's Cult, not like COLT, it's CULT, like cult movies. They review old cult movies.
Mhm.
So I think everyone should go check out Cole 45 after you're done watching this.
I love that one of his comments is, "I hate listening to the show." That's okay,
Yeah.
Drew. We hate read the comments, so it kind of evens out.
All right. Let's move on. The superhero
We're good,
fatigue.
Drew.
Remember we talked about that?
Hmm?
We talked about that last week. Kevin Feige said he doesn't understand it. There's still too many good stories to tell. So our good friend
Yeah.
Gassan Warren over on Twitter said, "Looks like Marvel is losing its stranglehold on the superhero genre. I think they grew too big and fell into too afraid to fail trap. What is everyone's thought on The Boys? I think it's refreshing and I love it." And he obviously shared an article where they were the most streamed superhero show in 2022. They beat most of the Marvel movies on Disney Plus.
I mean, are The Boys really a superhero show per se, or is it just
They're a comic book show. It is a comic book.
It is comic book, but like, I mean, it got so bloody disgusting that I have trouble. I don't think I'll be able to watch the rest of them. You know, it got bad, and I know that's the point, but like, you know, but Marvel, I don't know that Marvel's grip is going to loosen in that their shows are still easy to watch by all ages, whereas that's that's kind of a niche. I know there's other stuff coming out from other places, but not that I don't think that is the best example of why Marvel's losing its grip.
All right. Well, Classy
DC isn't
said,
either.
my friend doesn't watch the Marvel movies and shows since Endgame ended. And they also said The Boys is greater than Marvel Phase 4. Hey, Omega Level Nerd Don! Hey! Don't let the exploding ticks, John? Don't like the exploding dicks, John. He's asking you a question. Do you not like the exploding dicks? I did not watch this season. I gave up after season 2, so it was just like, yeah. The only character I am waiting for is another from Classy. The only character I'm waiting for is Daredevil. Yep. I can see that, and our good friend Drew. The Boys is a superhero show. It's amazing, but it's not. But it's no threat to Marvel. So that's my thing. I think it's an apples to oranges comparison.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, number one, The Boys is just one show from one property. It's not a universe. Where Marvel, they've talked about this. They have so many characters now. You can watch what you like. You know, and I also think it's why they don't put the smaller heroes in movies. They're getting TV shows. So, I don't think, and it's two completely different types of stories too. Like, I don't think that's Marvel fatigue. Don wants to know,
go ahead.
Where the hell is the X-Men?
Well, that's, you know, with Deadpool coming in, I think he's the one who's going to bring the X-Men in. But who knows in what form? I mean, they've got huge jacked man coming in to play Wolverine one more time. It's going to be a hard sell to find another actor that will be as beloved as he is in that. So I don't know how they're going to bring Wolverine in. I think the rest of them we don't care because the X-Men movies have been so bad that there's only up that Disney can go.
Wolverine.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Oh, wait, hold on. Someone just joined. Boom! There he is.
Hey,
better late than
gentlemen.
Never. Where?
Yeah, I made it.
All right. Well, we were just discussing superhero fatigue, and we've got a lot of comments. Good evening, fellas, from Frosty.
Stay Frosty.
Don wants to know where his X-Men are, and
probably in his long box.
What?
Oh wait, probably I was saying his long box. This is where he puts all his X-Men issues.
Oh my god.
Right? And then where Don keeps them.
John made a good point. He's like, Hugh Jackman is
I don't
beloved
believe
in the-
that. Sorry.
He said that
We
Hugh
used to be
Jackman
such
is
good friends. What
beloved
happened?
in the role of Wolverine, so how do you top that? And I'm like, do you just not bring Wolverine in?
No.
Right.
You recast. Like it's just like with Batman and the Joker, right? This is just how it goes. You just recast and you keep trying to keep going, right? That's all we can do.
It's gonna be hard to recast that. I mean, at the very least, it's gonna take some care to.
Oh,
recast
for
that
sure,
properly.
for sure.
So-
but I mean, like, I don't think you don't do it.
Oh no, they have to, but it's at some point. Maybe they don't bring him in immediately, but I don't know.
No, I think you got to. Wolverine's the linchpin character of the X-Men. Like, he is the X-Men. I hate saying because I'm a Cyclops guy, but it's Wolverine, man.
All right. Also, random Randy Savage from the Colt 45 podcast said, I get the fatigue, but I think that fatigue isn't from the superhero, but from the grief portrayed. That's actually a good point. My guess is that
I don't think he's wrong with that. I think a
is
lot
that
of
the
these
Marvel way
movies-
of writing hits the nerve of its audience, like showing Batman shows about kids losing their parents. That's not entertaining for Batman.
Yeah, but every Batman movie has been like that. So
Yeah.
and every kids go see kids will see a good movie, right? For kids. But at the same time, like I do think a lot of the Marvel movies have been very grief heavy this time around. You know? So I think maybe we need to get away from that a little bit.
I think so. Well, I mean, I think we're gonna get away from that soon with the stuff that's coming out. And then the Tonic Mole said, movies wise, I'm personally burned out. Not sure I'm bellwether or not though. I think the smaller formats like comics, they will carry on. But as far as billion-dollar franchises, I'd be surprised they continue into 2025 at the same intensity. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. Like, there is the less is more mentality, right? Like,
yeah, but imagine how much more and more would be. That's a phrase.
It's true. More would be more.
It's a Fraser. I mean, that's the thing, though. Is like they're going to keep making these movies until the grosses go down, right? And the grosses haven't gone down yet, so we're going to keep making them.
All right. Let's see. Let's get caught up with some of these
There's
comments.
a reason why we keep getting Transformers movies, even though they're horrible.
Bumblebee was good.
See,
Right, but
Don,
the Bay ones, they just
Bay. We're done with the Bay movies.
I know.
is Don right here?
This is Don. Hey, Don.
The Wolverine and Deadpool movie will be the greatest. Mark my words.
I hope
That's
so.
such an easy bet. That's an easy bet. But
The
you're
last
right.
one wasn't.
Yeah.
Huh?
The last one wasn't. The last Wolverine Deadpool movie, Wolverine Origins, that featured Deadpool as the villain. Have you blocked this movie out, John? The first Wolverine solo movie.
Oh.
The one with Ryan Reynolds where they
Wolverine
first put him as
Origins. Yeah.
the first time we saw him as Deadpool and they covered his mouth.
Oh yeah. I must have blocked it out. Sorry.
Yeah, clearly, because it was a terrible
I'm like-
movie. And you're like, okay,
Right.
huh?
Those movies are dead to me.
They're dead.
I mean, but
Daredevil, Miller, and Klaus Omnibus reprint out this on Tuesday.
That's cool. That's very cool, actually.
Let's see. Oh, Don's just saying that is true to his comics being in this long box.
I know. I knew it. I know mine, man. Dave, your hair is freaking long, man. I've never like you have better lighting this week, so it's like really standing out. I'm like, oh my god, your hair is really, really long.
You have to thank my girlfriend for that. She said, "Wear your hair down this week," because I normally have it back in a ponytail too.
That's what's different. I'm like, Dave looks different. Why does Dave look different this week?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. He will not be the new Wolverine. That makes no sense.
Tom Holland is fine. He is fine as he is, Ulysses. No, what I miss?
nothing much. We're still in the middle of social media madness, unfortunately.
Damn,
Okay,
I was
wait.
hoping I'd miss that.
Let's
I
pause
tried
social media
to- I
madness
tried
for
to-
a second. I need to
I
know
tried to delay it so you could be through the whole thing.
what happened. What's that picture about on social
Oh.
media with your son?
Well, I post his pictures. I said we post our pictures whether we win or we lose. You know,
Oh,
you
did
got
he
your medal.
lose?
He lost his first match today. He took second place, and he was heartbroken. Came off the mat. He wrestled hard. He won his first match. Kind of beat the kid up a little bit, so he's feeling good. And he wrestled a kid who was pretty good. Like, he was a little bit stronger than him, and he's not used to wrestling kids that are stronger than him. And the kid was a little bit better, right? And we didn't get trashed. We didn't get beat up. The kid just had an answer for everything we did, and we didn't have one back. So I was like, hey, man, you haven't lost yet. This is good. This is how we get better. And then he was like, no, Dad, this sucks. I hate everything. I hate you. I hate this. No, actually, last year at this tournament, when he took fourth, he lost all his matches. Then it was burning the world down. So this one, we pouted for about a good half hour, and then we felt better. He started feeling better. He went in and supported his teammates and his friends, and then he was like trying to cheer up his friends that were losing. So he learned a lot today, and I was very proud of him. But I'm like, buddy, we got to take a picture. And he's like, no, Dad. And I said, no, pal. Win or lose, we take a picture, right? We have to act the same way in win or loss. And he's like, fine. And that's where we got the pouty face. But, like I said, he took second. So again, he's 7-1 on the year. He will survive.
All right, Don. You're saying Wolverine was Marvel in the 90s and 2000s. You got to back that up. Who's Marvel now?
I don't know. I'm not reading the current books. Who is like?
I don't know either.
Could be
that was
Deadpool.
Don's statement.
Don, you're reading. Who's Marvel now?
Okay, come on, classy. Bring back Michael Bay for Transformers.
That is not holding true to your name, man. That is not classy at all.
Did I ever tell you guys? My friend, I'm not going to name names. I had a buddy that worked on a Michael Bay film, and he had to return his rental car after the wrap, and he went into the car to return the car, and it was full of a white powdery substance, and it was not anthrax.
You mentioned this before.
Have I told this?
Podcast.
I could not remember if I had told this story before, but it was an interesting little experience for my friend who had to get rid of all the potential anthrax, we'll call it. So he would, because no one would believe that wasn't his potential anthrax.
I hope.
Wow.
I hope the movie X-Men go the X-Men evolution route. Storm, Wolverine is set as teachers, and Cyclops and the True First Class as students.
I think they should do the giant size X-Men route, like have the X-Men trapped and then just bring in the heavy hitters. Yes, you are looking quite Geddy Lee. I agree with that.
Speaking of the Avengers,
Marvel is the MCU now. The comics are just Kooky
Dukes.
Kooky Dukes.
I need to write that down
then.
and use that somewhere. Kooky Dukes.
All right. And then finally, we did talk about the new Avengers lineup last week, and we had a couple people chime in on that. Of course, Randy Savage. Seems like this group is a powerhouse. Plus, everyone on this list is active in the MCU in some way or form. And I said, well, except for Iron Man.
he did.
And he replied with Mickey Mouse saying, "That's a surprise tool that will help us out later."
Mhm.
So we so much back and forth on that. Do you think he's ever going to come back?
No.
Oh.
They've got Ironheart
I think he's
now,
done.
even though
Yeah.
they didn't really introduce her very well, but
Why would you come back?
yeah.
The action scenes are
I
good.
think he said everything he wanted for that character. To be honest.
Our friend Class Ulysses also said that he just likes the action scenes from the Transformers movies. They're good. They're well shot. They're well edited. They look good. They're just like they're as soulless as the robots themselves.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't even know what's going on in them. I mean,
It might not be fair. They have the Allspark. Then the movies don't have the Allspark.
Real quick, you missed something. I did something unique earlier in the podcast, talking about what I did for the
social media madness. Yes, what did I miss?
What I did over this past week.
Oh,
I did painting with a twist. You're familiar with painting with a twist? You go to a class,
was that like
you just
Twister
line-
naked? Is that like you paint your body naked and then you like have to like roll around the canvas, right?
No, you paint a painting, and you have a glass of wine. Someone teaches you how to paint,
oh, by the goddess.
Oh, you just get fucked up painting.
and Karen and I went And I said, look here, this is the one I'm holding is I painted. The one she's holding, she painted. It's the first time I ever painted something.
Dave, that's actually pretty good. I was going to make fun of you, but that's actually pretty good. I got nothing.
Everybody that's been listening to this from the beginning. Yeah, everybody's been listening to this from the beginning is like, this is like one of those animes where even one episode, they recap what happened in the last episode.
Like Dragon Ball, where they just go over all the training they've done.
Like, I'm having fun with this video stuff. So we did get one critique, by the way.
Of what?
Not on the video, on the audio, saying, oh, maybe we should edit out from the audio podcast things that require the visuals. To that I say, if you're not watching us live or the recaps on YouTube, Twitch, and or Facebook, maybe you should go do that. And you can catch the visuals that you missed live.
Well, I'm trying to read the things for you because I don't think Dave was. So I'm going to try to read the comments when they get thrown out there. Trying. No promises, but I'm trying. I'm also doing things with my hands, which doesn't work for the podcast listeners, but the YouTube people
not at all
are seeing me.
I don't know. Well, the last couple of comments here are from Don. Yes, giant-sized X-Men.
Yeah, he liked my idea.
He gave us an LOL, and he said, Mickey Mouse references for the win. Oh, Ulysses, the podcast should be
like the 4
hours like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Well, we did that podcast, sir. We did that. We watched along. We watched the entire 4-hour Justice League podcast. And to all of our surprises, we didn't hate it as much as we thought we were going to. We were all like, oh, this isn't that bad. It's actually pretty decent.
But that is all the social media for this week. So if you would like to follow us on social media and be a part of Social Media Madness for next week, here's our good friend Don to tell you more.
Enjoying the show? Want to be part of Social Media Madness? Make sure you're following superheroespeak.com, where you can find all of the social media links for the show at the top of the page. While you're there, check out previous episodes of the podcast as well as other great content. And check the site often because we are posting great comic book reviews as well as other comic book and movie content every day. Make sure you are following us on Twitter at SuperheroSpeak. And while you're there, check out the rest of the Geek World All-Stars Podcast Network. Simply follow them at *_geek. The Geek World All-Star Podcast Network include great programs such as the Pop Prism Power Podcast, Colt 45, So Wizard, Fans on Patrol, the Gorilla Brain Podcast, and of course, Superhero Speak. Search for GW All-Stars. You will not be disappointed. Now it's back to Dave and the boys on Superhero Speak.
We're back, and we lost JD again. Thanks for that, Don. Don't forget to check out the Omega Level Nerds podcast, available on YouTube wherever podcasts are available. And he commented while that was playing, I've lost 50 pounds since then. I should record it again. If you want to, you're more than welcome. And maybe this time you won't trip over some of those names.
Well, those names are so long. The Pop Prison Power Podcast, that takes a long, that takes practice to say that.
Yeah.
By the way, Don, congrats on the 50 pounds.
Yeah, no kidding.
I found them, by the way. You lost them, I found them.
Well, I'm losing some, so we'll see. I got
on
kind of
that
plateaued.
note, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the news.
Hey, Spidey, isn't Marvel's new Pizzazz magazine fantastic? Fantastic, but not perfect. But Pizzazz has the lowdown on Jaws, too, and more Sean Cassidy picks than his mother. It's sensational. Sensational, but not perfect. How about Pizzazz's Goofy Guide to TV? It's wild look at sci-fi movies. It's games, puzzles, comics. What could be more perfect? Me on the cover. Not the Hulk. Pizzazz, the almost perfect new monthly from the off-the-wall gang at Marvel Comics.
It reminds me of Spider-Man from the Electric Company.
I was thinking the same thing. I was about to say, what in the name of all that is holy is that? I've never heard of Pizzazz.
It's like It was a magazine in the 70s from Marvel.
Very clearly. The commercial laid that out, exactly. I mean, I would like more pictures of Sean Cassidy than his mother. Who wouldn't? Is Sean Cassidy still alive? Can I make that joke?
I don't even know. Someone let us know in the comments. Is Sean Cassidy still alive? All right. We have a little bit of news to talk about.
Sean Cassidy is still alive. He is 64.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Looks pretty good.
Should we insert that little piece, that little nugget that I added?
You want to do that first?
Usually
yeah, sure.
Right.
It's I don't know. JD, can you see in the private chat the link that I put?
Are you hitting on me, sir?
No.
Are you sliding into my DMs?
No,
but there's nothing in my private chat.
Oh, okay, so that's
apparently you don't see it after you join. Like,
I was late. What do you want from me? Like,
no. It's just
so go ahead. You
point of interest. So I don't know. Anybody listening? I don't know if you knew who Annie Wersching was, but she was on 24. She was in Star Trek Generations, The Runaways, No Ordinary Family. She was in some Supernatural a lot. She was also the Borg Queen in Star Trek Picard. For 6 episodes, she's been in a whole bunch. I first saw her in a TV series called Timeless. She just passed away from cancer. She was also the voice of Tess in what's that video game? The one that just came out, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Yeah, the show just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was the voice of Tess. It just, I don't know. It ran across my Facebook feed, and just sometimes like a death hits you hard, and it just. This one just like it was an actress that I had noticed and I was following. Every once in a while I'd seen her something. Oh yeah, there she is. There she is again. She was only 45.
Yeah, I was about to say she was only 45, so she was younger than John and I.
Yeah, kind of gets you.
That was me last week with a pro wrestler named Jay Briscoe, who was 38. Who was driving his daughters to cheerleading practice and was hit head on by a Chevy Silverado and died on impact. And his 2 little girls had to have multiple surgeries. They're okay. They're going to be okay. They're in therapy right now, learning to walk again and stuff like that. And he was 38 and like about to really make a big impact, and it's really sad. I hate it. Death sucks.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, we have to cover this stuff, but it's just.
What did she die from?
Cancer. Yeah, cancer. Man. Yeah, at 45. It's
Mom was 46 when my mom was 46 when she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if you take anything away from this, it's not. I mean, you'd be sad about it. It does give you that little push of existential dread. But live every day like tomorrow is your last day, right?
Because someday it will be.
Right. So.
Oh, that was morbid.
If anything, live life. That's what I'm saying.
Let's bring this audience down.
Live someone else's life. Be Batman.
That would work too.
Drew made a comment about that commercial about Pizzazz magazine. Actually, it was awful. The magazine was awful. The same voice for a narrator and Spider-Man. Awful. It was the same voice, wasn't it?
How do you know? How do you know it was awful, Drew? You're younger than me. I don't think you read Pizzazz magazine. Calling you out.
Yeah, Drew.
I mean, read no pizzazz.
Highlights, Mad Magazine, those were big back in
the movie 2012. That sucks.
There was another one. There was a teen one out there. What was her name from Little House on the Prairie? It was on
Laura Ingalls Wilder?
Yeah. There was I forget.
Wait, that was the writer from Little House on the Prairie. Sorry.
No, not Laura. Yeah, it was I'll get to
Michael Landon died. He was on Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about magazines that I remember reading in the 70s. So.
You read a magazine? You read a Little House on the Prairie magazine?
No, there was a magazine. The only reason I remember the magazine is because one of the actresses from Little House on the Prairie was on it, and let's just say I was hitting puberty. And that's the only reason I remember that magazine.
Were you filling your spank bank with Little House on the Prairie? John, I'm learning more about you every day, and it boggles my mind.
That is not what I was hoping people would take away from this, but okay.
Man,
fine.
Little House.
Put it this way,
I was into puberty, and I was watching Little House on the Prairie.
And moving on.
You know what I'm
Clancy
saying?
Moving on very
got
quickly.
Reincarnated as Batman. So I mean,
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, classy Ulysses. I died by Truck Coon and got reincarnated as Batman. Truck Coon, very, very deadly to a lot of people. I know that well. Yeah.
Nothing in that ad is getting me to track down back issues.
Fair.
Drew, they probably were all burned. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Let's talk about a happy topic, kinda. The new Shazam trailer came out. Did you guys see it yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Is it me, or does it feel like they're trying to say, "Oh, maybe Shazam dies in this movie"?
I think it's fair to ask that question because we don't know what's gonna happen in the MCU. So it feels like
You mean DCU?
SMC, I meant DCU. Thank
you. You were just taking the good one because it's hard to think of the bad one.
So here's the thing. This is a holdover from a previous regime, so who knows what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
Hey,
I doubt Shazam dies though.
No, but if this one's good, I mean, if this makes money, which the last one did, and this one looks like it's going to make money. I mean, executives like money. They will make a third one.
We're talking about Warner Discovery, John.
Yeah, they don't like making money.
Fair
They're
point.
not good at it. They like losing money. That's what they're good at.
A fair point. They would kill their cash cow and eat it, and congratulate themselves over a job well done.
Burgers are good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Truck Kun is the enemy of
Isekai.
Truck Kun. Truck Kun. Yeah, Truck Kun
is the enemy, especially for Isekai. Gene.
It's a Japanese. It's an anime thing.
Okay.
Most of the people that are sent to other worlds, they're usually the first thing that happens is they get hit by Truck Kun, which kills them and sends them to the other world. It's really wet. It's such a trope. It's like the Wilhelm scream. They're adding it to animes just because it's funny as hell. Because everybody who's watching the anime is like, oh, there's Truck Kun. Oh, here it comes.
Shazam 2 looks good, and I'm gonna see it regardless.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm gonna see it. I like the first one. We know Black Adam.
We know Black Adam
ain't
showing
Jackson
up.
Vibes. Sorry, Frost.
Wait. It's not posted yet, John. Spoilers.
Oh.
Wait till they get posted. Read the screen.
Sorry.
Omega Level Nerd, which is our friend Don, said we know Black Adam isn't showing up, and he's correct.
He's 100% correct.
Dwayne misplayed that whole thing, and is no longer with the DCEU or EU or whatever they call it.
Shazam is a great movie, but Black Adam wasn't canon, so they won't allow him into the movie.
Not anymore. Now you go, John. Here you go.
No.
Frosty says Shazam gives me Shazam 2 gives me Percy Jackson vibes. I can see that.
Percy Jackson. Oh, what a missed
I can see it.
Yeah, my wife was about gods fighting, right?
Yeah, my wife loved those books, but she saw the first movie and fell asleep 3 times. She's like, this should be so much better than it is.
Yeah, the books were much more interesting. There was they left a lot out of the movie that would have made them so much better.
Let me tell you about a little thing called the Dark Tower.
Yeah, I know. That's well-tread territory.
Oh my god!
Yes.
How many times have they tried to make that into something?
What, the Dark Tower? Just once.
Yeah, just once. Yeah.
Just once. Mike Flanagan now is working with Netflix with Amazon to create another Dark Tower series, which is the way it should be, and I'm very supportive of it. He took a picture with Pedro Pascal, and I went, "Oh, Roland, that would work." So I'm hoping that's a thing. I'm hoping to speak that into existence. So he can be the lonely, misunderstood dude in 3 different shows on 3 different platforms.
That only works when Ray is here.
Shit, Ray, I need you on the show next week. Is that true? 2 more days before James Gunn unleashes his Chapter 1 DC slate?
I hope so, because that's something to talk about next week.
That is a good point. Yeah, I look forward. If that's accurate, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just haven't heard that yet. I hope that's true, so we can kind of see what's happening. And I think it won't matter how Shazam does. I find this interesting that they're going to go ahead and run with this before Flash comes out, because we're going to see the Flash trailer, right, with the Super Bowl.
Yes,
which is only a couple weeks away. So
which kind of makes sense why they would be saying now what the movies are coming up, because maybe it does affect that movie.
It doesn't affect them at all. That's the thing. They're just like nah. You know, we'll put the movie out because it's just too much money to try and claim as a loss. But they're probably
they say it's
they're
good.
Just going to ignore it.
Like the words coming out is it's good. Like they believe in it. I'm not saying that means it is good. I'm saying they think it's good. So I don't know.
Even if it's good, like what are the chances that in the next year, Ezra Miller is going to do something to put himself into jail?
Up 75, 80%. But
right.
This might be
Marlon Brando did stuff all the time, got himself in trouble.
This might be the dorkiest bad joke Don's ever told.
No, is it Tim? Oh yeah, this is a Tim Jones level joke. Don says someone call the cops because Pedro (parentheses Pascal) is killing it, and he's acting.
That is a good dad joke.
That's a good dad.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know.
No, Don's a good dad. Our friend's a good dad. He's Ulysses says he said he'll release his DC slate in January 2023. Fair. It is still January 2023.
It's almost over though.
So
and he also says Alexandra Daddario is hot. No kidding.
That is the only thing that carried the Percy Jackson movies. Yes, I agree.
She was in True Detective.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now
all of her. Mm-hmm. All of her was in True Detective.
So,
do you have a dog in the room with you?
Yeah, Michelle put Astor in here while she puts Andy to bed, and he's miserable.
I was going to say your puppies are whining there. You know,
yeah, just
how long did you walk today?
No, we didn't, because we were gone for the tournament all day. So he was in this kennel all day, and he's like got all kinds of energy. He's housebroken, but he's not trustworthy. You know,
like John.
It was very similar. Like he'll take all the stuff off our shelves. Like if there was booze, he'd drink it all. You know, which is what John would do if left home alone.
You're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
Not at all. All right.
He's okay, right, Astro?
Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah.
To a movie that we love, but now it's been sullied. Steven Dorff, famous for being the villain in the first Blade movie, has come out and said that the current Marvel slate is garbage, and that they shouldn't bother making the new Blade movie because they did it perfect the first time.
Well, I mean, I like Blade 1 a lot, but it's not perfect. Like, it's got some flaws to it. It is gutsy to remake Blade, and I think they pulled the first one because they knew it wasn't going to be as good as the original. So, you know, you got a lot to live up to with that. But I don't know if it's garbage. You know,
yeah, I mean, that's pretty strong words, especially like
they want
if you don't like
actors
the
like
MCU
attention
or not. Like, you know, you were in a movie you loved that was made by Marvel. Like why are you biting the hands that fed you?
That hand has not fed Steven Dorff in 25 years. Bite away, sir. I mean,
away.
Well, I mean, that's what old people do. They just gripe, you know, until someone pays attention. See, Ulysses says he hasn't seen Blade in a very long time. You should. It actually holds up in 75% of the way. There's some flaws in it, especially in Act 3, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The rest of them not.
Yeah. No, Blade 2 ruled. Blade 2 ruled. We liked Blade 2. Blade 2 is better than Blade 1. Blade 2 is the Del Toro one.
Yes.
Oh, well.
With the Reavers?
Yeah, but
Ron Perlman? No, Blade 2.
Okay, with Ron. Okay, fine.
Blade 3 is trash.
It was just another one of those. We're gonna go and complete. Yeah, you killed off Whistler. We're gonna bring him back. You know,
they did do that. They did do that.
But I'll grant you that. But 3.
But I also kind of feel like they did one not thinking they would ever get a sequel.
Yeah,
and that's why they.
No, that's
like,
that was
my
back
God,
then.
People like this movie. Let's make another. Let's hire this Spanish guy. He'll do this movie.
Does Don have a point here? he's looking for heat, trying to get his career
I
going
enjoyed that
again.
film. I enjoyed that film from Michael Mann. Heat's really good. Pacino, De Niro. I was showing him like video one class. I was
I
showing the
think he's talking
conversation
about
between the
Stephen
two.
Dorff
Really
looking
good.
to reignite his career.
Oh, he's not. No, Michael Mann already made that movie. He's not putting Stephen Dorff in it. Made it in 1995. It's over.
Oh my god.
So sad.
I know.
Usually John's the drinker. Like, what's going on here?
I got Coke Zero right here.
Yes, by the
I've finished
Blu-ray.
this.
It is a good movie. It
Yeah,
does hold
Blade's
up.
good. Yeah, it does. It's the special effects for Blade haven't held up, but the actual acting and the story and everything else is pretty good. Like it's
Yeah.
all right. Wesley Snipes was really good as Blade. Like iconic, dare I say.
Blade 2, this is from Frosty. Blade 2 Perlman and Snipes scene was epic.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. It was epic. It was awesome. Blade 2 rules.
Yes. We reviewed it on this podcast. Go
We
back
did.
and listen to that. Can't watch that. That was before we did this.
Week 2. Move along.
Moving along. All right, then. Last, definitely not least, Justin Roiland was let go from Rick and Morty.
That
they have ended their relationship, but Adult Swim says they will continue on making Rick and Morty, even though he's the co-creator and the voice of both Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yes, and I don't know about this.
John, I don't know this story. Can you please? I know there's a controversy, but I've never watched a single Rick and Morty. What did he do?
Back in 2020, he was accused of.
Oh, he was a speaking out guy.
No, you mean hashtag Me Too thing?
Yeah, maybe speaking out. Me too. Same thing.
No, he has like accusations of abuse that were brought against him.
Not just abuse. There are a lot of texts floating around that he was inappropriate with women, like even fans.
But it's just the one that.
No, it was not just the one.
Well, hold on. I'm not. The news articles I've read did not mention anything of that stuff. They just mentioned the one case. Let's not. I'm not going to spread lies or rumors or whatever about someone I don't know the details of. But this is a case from 2020.
Okay.
It's come back into. It's getting ready to go to trial. They've tried to take it to trial a few times. It's been not gone to trial because the prosecution wasn't ready. It's about to go to trial. Apparently, his lawyers think it's going to get dismissed. I don't know.
Lawyers are required to say that every time.
You ain't got to pay a guy you don't think. Well, put it this way: Warner Media,
God,
would not has decided that Ezra Miller is safe to keep, and this guy must go. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty has run its course, according to Don.
It has, and the people that say
I haven't seen Rick and Morty because of the animation.
Yeah, the people that say that it could go on and be better, there's like a 2% chance of that. Like the brand of humor that he uses with a lot of pausing and repeating jokes and all that.
Is it Dan Harmon involved in that show too? Though?
Yeah, Dan Harmon and
a guy who's gotten some of his own stuff too.
They're the co-creators of the show. It's the two of them created the show.
It's going to be hard to move on. Like I don't know.
I think we have this in our head too for the U.S. that these animated shows have to go on for 20 years because this kind of keeps happening with shows, right?
I know.
Well, I mean,
normally we'd only get 3.
Well, in Japan, or something like Here in the U.S., shows like look at The Simpsons and Family Guy. King of the Hill was on for like 12 years. Like typically in the U.S., like these adult animation shows last a long time if they're good. You know.
Right, so here's the thing, though, and
yeah, but Rick and Morty is really hard to write because
of
the science part of it. Like it is it's much harder to write than even Futurama, like because of all the science they put into this thing.
I believe you.
That's why they take long time.
The issue.
There's a long time between seasons.
Doesn't mean they're not going to try.
Oh no, it makes money. They're going to try.
Yeah, Warner Media. Continue,
Here's
guys.
the issue.
I gotta fix my light. I'm gonna mute for a second.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Here's
Dave.
the issue as I see it, because, and I think if you go back 30 years ago, before the internet, before social media, before all this, the garbage that we live in today, and I know
Yeah, they would have gone through. They would have gone 3 seasons and then put it into syndication. That's
no. I'm not talking about that aspect of it. I'm talking about they wouldn't have fired him, not without a going to trial and him being prosecuted or him being losing the case. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was found guilty, that's the word I was looking for. If he was found guilty, yes, then they would have definitely ended the show. But like now, it's just you just get accused of something and they pull your show. And let's be honest, even if they continue, it's going to fail because he's the co-creator, he's the voice of both the characters. People are going to stop watching it because of that. Now what's happening is how many people produce that show? They're all going to lose their jobs because of something that isn't proven. They're because of an accusation.
Well, see, but that was JD's point, is if they're willing to keep Ezra Miller, but they're firing this guy who is like the voice actor for both the main characters and one of the main writers.
No, it isn't. It's Warner Media. It's on Cartoon Network.
But that's the thing. If Warner Media is getting rid of him, they know something we don't.
It's on Warner Media, man. It's on Warner. That's part of Cartoon Network. That's Warner Media.
It's part of it, but it's a separate company. I don't think
but it's still owned by Warner Media. Like you're part of the umbrella. The Zaz makes all the calls. Now again, if Adult Swim is the one who's behind this, they're feeling it from somebody. All I'm saying is if there's some type of,
but what I'm saying is that
to be accused is not to be guilty. You are correct. But at the same time, if they feel like that it is no longer worth it, if they have decided that the juice is not worth the squeeze with one of their top shows, there's probably more to this than we realize.
Just understand that the people that run this were part of Discovery for the prosecution. So if in that they saw things that they know where this is going to go, they would definitely fire him.
Look at One Piece. Should have ended a long time ago, and I dislike their goofy design.
Look at this piece right here, sir.
Wait a minute. No, One Piece anime. What?
I know it's anime.
I have no idea how that goes along with this. But
he's making a joke.
Long-running animation.
Oh yeah, no. One Piece is at over 1,100 episodes now.
Yeah.
But
that's more than One Piece.
Yeah, no, it is. Where was I going with this? You brought in One Piece, and like, there's a lot of
we were talking about
that to go along with that.
We were talking about how to be accused is to be guilty unless like there might be some smoke to a fire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There's a good
and
chance
these guys would have had to found the fire for the prosecution during Discovery. So if they've seen things that made them tell this guy to get the hell out,
but
then
they don't. But the thing is, they're not sharing that with his where he works. That's not how that doesn't work that way.
They can't share it with anybody, but they're the ones that have to find all the stuff to get
No, they don't. The prosecution has to find that, not the company he works for.
Prosecution can ask them to hand over,
unless it has nothing to do with his job. You don't know that.
Well, apparently they do, because they fired his ass.
No, it feels like, I don't know. It just feels like
I
this
understand.
happened a lot of times in the past where
I understand
people get quote unquote canceled because of an accusation.
Then he'll get fired for wrongful. Then he'll file a suit for wrongful termination.
Right, but and I understand, like, in this era of Me Too and all this, we're not taking it anymore. We are coming to a new normal, which I think personally is way better than it was before, where just nobody said anything, and the casting couch existed. Right?
I don't know. I think it's dangerous.
But there is. But again, we're finding this new equilibrium, and sometimes people jump the gun. In this case, from what I've heard, no. They had to get him out the door quick.
Like, again, that goes. You're proving the point. Like, he gets accused. All this stuff starts flying on social media. You don't know if it's true or not. You don't. Like, I'm sorry. People can come out in the woodwork and say whatever they want now if they don't like the guy.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing.
People that are looking for clicks are going to take quotes from people.
You're true. It's true.
here's
the sources I've seen. I mean, normally you're right.
Let's not say the sources we've seen. The people who are paying the bills at the end of the day have to decide if something is worth it or not. Like, they have seen these things and they have decided. Again, it's not everybody that gets accused of something is getting fired. I know that's the talking point, but it's not true. Like, they're going to look at these things and say, is there potential this being reality? Because if there isn't, they're going to get sued for wrongful termination. So what is worth the money at the end of the day? Right? Because that's what that guy's going to do. He's going to file a wrongful termination suit if they fire him. If it has turned out there's nothing to this. So either this company, I say it's more related to more reader, you're saying it's something different. Either they're going to get sued, or they see something that's concerning to them behavior-wise and want to distance themselves from it. Like, that is you need to make a choice when you are the guys writing the checks, because ultimately it's your ass on the line.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, and again, I'm not trying to kowtow for corporate America. That far be it for me to do that. But there's a lot of people that get accused of things that nothing ever happens to. And there's people that do get accused of things, and sometimes it's unjust. But when it comes
James
to
Gunn, right?
James Gunn is a good example. But James Gunn actually did that stuff. No one's going to say James Gunn didn't do it, because he admitted to doing it. He said, I was making bad jokes. Right? So that becomes a matter of taste. Right. Yeah. Disney balked, and Disney wound up paying a price for it. So did Gunn. Like, there was a lot of baggage with that. So where do they want to be? Is this nothing? Is this going to prove to be nothing? Well, then they're going to have to wind up paying a nice settlement, because the guy didn't do anything. They're going to have to pay out their ass for it. Or this guy did do something, and they're going to have to clean it up anyway. End of the day, Adult Swim and Warner Media have to make up for it. So what is the lesser of two evils?
It's still evil.
It's still evil. I mean, like, losing your job sucks if you didn't do anything. So if that happens, sue them. Yeah. You sue them, and you get a nice fat settlement, and you take that and make a new show, or you restart Rick and Morty and bring it to Netflix. Right? If he did do it, then they made the right call, and that dude's probably done. So you got to think you got to think twice about these things if you're a guy.
That's the other thing that I find interesting about this, is the fact that they're going to continue without them, which tells me that Adult Swim probably owns the rights to Rick and Morty now.
They probably always have.
True.
Creators don't retain rights to that stuff, and this is the U.S., man. You sell that shit. You develop something for somebody. Don says they won't fire him unless it's a slam dunk. I'm with you, dude. I think that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
It's usually how it is in these cases.
Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, we will see, but
we'll see. Yeah. Well, here, believe me, we're going to talk about it, I'm sure.
I mean, but if this was some low-level person involved with production and they fired him, okay, yeah, JD's probably right. They probably fired him just to get rid of him, just so they don't have to deal with it, because HR doesn't like having to deal with messes.
Yep.
And then later on, he sues them for wrongful termination.
But if you're the talent, if you're the guy, there's probably something there.
Yeah, there might not be. Because replacing a voice actor for both main characters is not going to be easy.
No. No, and I think like I said, I think it's the end of it now. Like, they're going to replace it. It's going to be he won't be writing anymore either, so the humor will change, and it'll probably end up losing fans.
And that's fine. Everything runs a course, right? Yeah. Not every show can be The Simpsons. Let's be real. Who's watched The Simpsons since 2009?
Not me. All right.
Apparently, the writer's a Family Guy.
Well, that is it for the news this week. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our main topic.
What did you find?
Hey, Spidey.
Oh, that was fast.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. This one.
I'll blow this town to smithereens. Time bombs. Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man.
Watch me cut my web, Goblin.
Watch yourself fall, Silk Slinger.
Gotta stop the bombs in time.
If I don't get you, webhead, my diagnosis will.
Holy Hannah.
And you're running out of fluid.
Is this more action than even Spider-Man could handle?
Spider-Man, a video game from Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
Oh, Atari. I have such fond memories of Atari.
Atari 2600.
I have two of those in my garage, by the way. And an Atari 50.
Classy Lissy says nothing lasts forever, even cold November rain. You know what's wild about that commercial, right? So we're talking Atari 2600, so I'm thinking 1982, 1983, maybe 84 at the latest in that video game. The Green Goblin died a decade earlier than that. The Green Goblin was seriously, let's think about this. The Green Goblin was such a seminal figure in Spider-Man that in licensed media for more than a decade after his death, he is presented as one of Spider-Man's top, if not top villain, the top villain. No matter how many times they tried to create a new one, your Hobgoblins, your other Green Goblins, it just didn't work. So I know there was a lot of people in 1996 that were upset that they brought him back at the end of the Clone Saga. But in all honesty, since Norman Osborn came back to life, there's been so many good Goblin stories. And this is why sometimes like resurrecting a villain or a character can be a good thing. Right? Just got me thinking about that watching that commercial. Green Goblin rules.
All right.
Well, don't get mad at me when I rant about Spider-Man. Yeah.
Even the movies.
What was look at that. The last Spider-Man movie. Who was the villain? Green Goblin. Goblin rules.
Okay then. All right.
Why are you getting like this? I'm talking about the Green Goblin. It's a freaking superhero podcast. This is what we talk about.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm You're making me regret picking that.
No, that was a great commercial.
Okay. Did I do better this week than last week? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, much better this week. Congrats.
Yeah.
And you had 2 instead of the 1, so kudos to you, sir.
I even have a couple more queued up, but they were just,
Oh, it's neat to see the old ones.
I like
really
it. I like it.
Yeah.
Dave's done his research on this, and that's appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We got some more comments.
It did look
that
good.
Looked good. I'd play that game. I had that game for the 2600. The Goblin was on some good drugs.
He was on drugs. He was. Harry was on the drugs. If you recall,
Yes.
That was the story.
Yes, it was. A Megalodon. Norman Osborn killed the
Scroll Queen at the end of Secret Invasion. That was the surprise ending for Naki. And then made Dark Avengers and the X-Men. Dark Avengers was a really good series. They just took Brian Warren Ellis's idea for Thunderbolts and slapped the Avengers logo on them.
Yeah.
But it was a good idea, so that's why they kept it going.
Yep. All right, guys. So the Oscar nominations came out this week. Kind of wanted to talk about these because I thought it was interesting in the fact that, like, I started looking through these nominations and I'm like, hey, I've seen a lot of these movies this year, or at least heard of them.
I haven't. I've heard of a lot of them this year, but I have not seen a lot of them. And I feel
Everything Everywhere All at Once got a lot of. Yeah.
Well, let's start with the big one, Best Picture, right? All's Quiet on the Western Front. That was a Netflix only, and I believe it was a German film. So okay, maybe we didn't see it, but Avatar: Way of the Water, like obviously, the movie everyone's seen and no one has seen.
It's wild.
The Banshees of Inisherin. Again, okay, I'll give you that one. Haven't seen it, didn't hear of it. Elvis. Come on. I saw it. I heard of it. Everything All at Once. Definitely.
Elvis.
Everyone I know has seen this movie and has loved it, except for you, JD.
I never saw it.
I haven't seen it either. It's queued up.
I heard good things.
I should have watched it today. I was looking for something to watch. And I completely forgot. But the thing is, like, I will be very upset if Avatar wins over Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Avatar ain't gonna win.
No, that's just it's a. Oh, we've got to nominate it. Tar, did not hear of that. Fableman's Top Gun Maverick.
That shocked me. I know everybody loved it. Like, I haven't heard one person say one bad thing about that movie, but I never thought it was going to get an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, neither did I.
It's not exactly Band of Brothers. I mean,
it's Top Gun.
We don't talk about that, Classy.
I know, but
Norman date Gwen Stacy in the comics? We don't talk about that.
That was retconned. It never happened.
Yeah, it was retconned.
It was retconned. They said it never happened.
Yep.
Dan
All
Slott.
Quiet on the Western Front should win for Best Picture.
The first one
did
did,
not
I believe.
see it as I've heard good things. Scientology got it nominated from Drew.
Oh yeah, no, that's not. It's not even a joke. Like,
You're right.
You know?
You're right. I forgot.
Well, I mean, but he's been in a lot of stuff that wasn't nominated. That just like that came out of nowhere. It felt like
He's been in a lot of stuff that was nominated though too. So Tom Cruise has had a very varied career. He's made some crap, but he's also made some really good movies.
There was an Oscar nomination for, I think it was Best Actress. Where was it? Best Actress that the Oscars were saying we're going to go over the voting again. We're going to review how votes are tallied because this doesn't seem right. And the woman who got the one that got nominated was what was it? Oh, To Leslie. I think it was Andrea Riseborough.
Oh yeah, why?
Was she the one that was like? Yeah. Because it was. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember.
You're on Planet John right now, and I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I know. She was nominated, but it's not a normal nomination because they didn't do the normal rigmarole of sending in, gift baskets to all of the judges.
So she was just good, and they said this is a good performance, and people are like, well, this can't be. She didn't bribe anybody.
And so now they're reviewing the voting standards because
I hate Hollywood. It's so corrupt.
It is. And from everything I heard, she was amazing. So
Don chimed in here. My wife and daughter went to see Avatar 2. They said it was good and then never talked about it again.
That's pretty much how
there's
Avatar
definitely some voodoo there.
Yep. And just to be, it's Andrea Riseborough in the movie called To Leslie.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly like a train wreck movie of, a woman just going through bad stuff.
There was also Blonde and Ana de Armas playing Marilyn Monroe. Not really, wink, wink. She was also a woman going through a ton of bad stuff. It's actually a pretty good movie. I know people hated it.
Since you're on that category, we had Kate Blanchett for Tar, Anna de Armas for Blonde,
and Michelle
Rosenbaugh for To Leslie, and Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans.
Michelle Yeoh
for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
She has put in the work. She's put in the time. She deserves this.
She's good.
She is.
She's been always.
I mean, although this woman Andrea may be better, but that's where it comes in. It's like
you can't say she might be better. You haven't seen the movie.
When I saw that when I caught sight of the headline, I went through all the reviews and everything, and apparently, this woman spits out holy water. She's like amazing. She's I'm gonna have to go see it, just to compare it to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay,
but it's like you said, it's like, oh my God, she was good. And she got it.
Said,
she didn't bribe everybody.
Why are there Avatar figures and statues? Is anyone going to buy it?
Somebody's buying them. They wouldn't make them if nobody bought them.
Yeah,
I would think. Frosty said the Avatar 2 is the Mandela effect.
Might be.
Classy said, I'll watch Avatar 2 on my phone. Take that, James Cameron.
That would actually upset him greatly to hear that.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good thing.
You gonna get to Best Animated Features?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Best Animated.
Are we on Planet John here? Is this like?
Yes, I'm driving this puppy. Where's the cliff?
Straight off a cliff. Yeah. I don't see animated. There we go. No wait, short film. Where's Best
Animated feature film?
Turning Red.
There you go.
Which is interesting. I wouldn't do that. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
I heard that was a wild movie. I haven't seen it yet. It's on Netflix. I'm surprised the amount of Netflix originals that have been nominated.
Yes, that's the other thing that got me. A lot of Netflix.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, I've heard was really good, and very, very avant-garde. I wouldn't use that normally.
The Sea Beast,
which is still playing on, I believe, Netflix.
And then your favorite movie of 2022, there, JD.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This movie made my son so happy this year and continues to do it on a weekly basis. I love this movie. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm rooting hard for it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I wasn't prepared to like it as much as I did.
Okay, John, Best Supporting Actress. Why don't you drive the bus?
Best Supporting Actress?
I'll do it. The nominees are Angela Bassett in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hong Chau in The Whale, Carrie Condon in The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Didn't know she was in that movie. And Stephanie Shu in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I don't know.
It's kind of a murderer's row of actresses there, my man.
I know. Wow.
So
how do you? I mean,
So,
Angela Bassett gave everything in Black
no,
Panther.
no,
but
I will
haven't-
say Angela Bassett was good in the role.
She was.
But normally, people aren't picked for superhero movies. So, is that a good sign?
That is a good sign. If she got it from me, normally if it's a superhero movie in this case, there's a good chance they're going to get it. I hope she does. I think she's really good in it, and she's Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah,
And I've heard-
she's an amazing actress to begin with, but it was just like,
So
oh wow, she was in a superhero movie and got nominated. Like,
it's a superhero show, so we gotta pull for Angela Bassett, right?
oh, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard really good things about the Banshees of Inisherin. So,
Let's do actor in a supporting role. Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch, he of Taxi, in The Fablemans, Barry Keoghan, the Joker from Batman, also in The Banshees of Inisherin, and then Ki Kwan. Thank you, I can never say it. Ki Hugh Kwan, Short Round, and everything. Thank you. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I feel like that movie's going to sweep the Oscars.
I think so too. I think he won the Critics Award, so I think he'll probably repeat here. I think he's going to repeat here. What a comeback story, right? What a great comeback story.
Yeah,
big fan.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Hope he wins.
Yeah.
Actor in a leading role.
There we go.
Nominees: Austin Butler in Elvis, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in Aftersun, and Bill Nye, The Living.
Okay, so two things. I haven't seen The Whale, but
Living.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It seems like it's Brendan Fraser's year.
But that Elvis movie was really good.
People loved Austin Butler in that role. I think it's going to come
I was
down to
about
one
to say
of those two.
Austin Butler did an amazing job of researching. Like, you watch the scenes when he's performing, and they compare it to the actual footage, and it was like beat for beat, it looked like Elvis. It was like,
Brendan Fraser got really fat though, and that usually does a lot for the that does, man. When that happens, when you change your body, the Academy loves that shit. Like
Austin put in all this work to
did Brendan
really
Fraser.
portray Elvis, but Brendan Fraser ate a bunch of burgers. So
no, Brendan Fraser though, this was his comeback year, right? Like, and you learned the story about him getting basically bullied out of Hollywood for not getting on the casting couch. Because remember, he just disappeared.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you find out the story behind it, and you're like, wow. So I mean, like, it seems
He was
like
good.
He is good. He's a very good actor. It seems like he is the story, right? And they tend to do that in the Oscars. Maybe not so much the other awards, but the Oscars tends to go with the story. So I think it's going to be Brendan Fraser's year.
did either of you see the Elvis movie?
No.
No.
I highly recommend it. I really do.
Let's look at costume design.
Really? Why would we look at costume design?
Because there's a reason. The nominees are Babylon, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I have no idea what that is. And Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I've heard stories about the costuming for Black Panther. Like, they put everything into that.
Coogler is super good at that kind of stuff. So I mean, like, I think this might be a Black Panther.
I think for a movie like that, I think Black Panther deserves to win more than Elvis, right? Let's just the two movies that I like in that category, because in Elvis, you're just recreating an era. You're just going to a vintage clothing store and buying 70s clothes, 50s clothes, But with Black Panther, you're creating a world. You're creating a style that doesn't really exist in the real world.
Two civilizations. They created two civilizations.
Yes,
true. But I don't know. Everything Everywhere All at Once had people dressed up as small rocks with googly eyes.
They didn't get nominated for that. They weren't nominated.
No, it does. It's on there.
Oh, I skipped one. I skipped another category. You're right.
Yeah, they're on there. Googly eyes and sausage fingers. I mean, I don't know how you beat that.
Makeup and hairstyling. All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, a war movie. That makes sense. The Whale. Elvis. Wakanda Forever. Batman.
Yeah.
I think Batman might take this one.
Really?
Penguin and Joker.
Oh, yeah,
True.
you're right.
It transformed Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell was unrecognizable.
unrecognizable.
He was
Yeah.
completely unrecognizable in that movie. I think this one might go to the Batman.
All right. I think you're right. I can't fault that one.
Let's look at music.
Oh, this is a good one.
Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Diane Warren's song. Boy, she collects awards, man.
Yeah.
Hold My Hand from Top Gun. Music, lyrics by Lady Gaga. Lift Me Up from Black
There you
Panther,
go.
Wakanda Forever. Man, Coogler has this ear for music, man. Not Two from RRR. Music by M.M. Kivarani. I don't know who that is, I have to be honest with you. This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Music by Ryan Lott, David Byrne, he of the Talking Heads, and Mitski.
Was that best music or because there's
This
original
is best original
score?
song. This is original song.
Okay, because there's original score too and best.
I will read
song.
original score after this. That's why I chose song first.
Classy says the Batman LFG.
Let's fucking go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Classy was keeping a PG for us.
And we missed it. Yeah.
Music, best original score. All Quiet on the Western Front. Babylon. The Banshees of Inisherin. Everything Everywhere All at Once. And The Fablemans. And I would think it's going to be The Fablemans because it's John Williams and it's his last go.
Yeah. Well,
I think
for now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's retiring. He's done. He's retiring.
He said he was going to retire before.
He's like 80.
I know.
Like, it's time. I think he gets one more because he's John freaking Williams.
Yeah, but we talked about this before too. I think
they'll give him a lifetime this time.
When you're
John Williams.
I mean, granted, like working on a film, I'm sure there's schedules and it's grueling and that kind of stuff. But you know, when you're a musician, you're always a musician. It's not something you.
But it's performed though. Like you might be done
Yeah.
performing and conducting. Like he works and has
Yeah.
always like worked. I think it's going to be John Williams because it's John Williams.
He'll get a lifetime achievement award too. Like
I'm pretty sure he already has. Visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front. Top Gun Maverick. I mean, let's be honest. Tom Cruise is a visual effect. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The Batman, and Avatar.
You know what?
I mean, Avatar. I mean,
no.
I think it's gonna be Avatar.
I'm surprised. You know,
I don't think it
I'm
deserves
surprised. I'm surprised Everything Everywhere All at Once isn't on there.
Yeah.
You know,
Ain't.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, I'll be honest, but like I see the previews and it's like it looks like an animated movie. Like I don't think an animated movie should win for best special effects, visual effects. You're watching basically a cartoon at that point.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're interacting with people. I mean, I disagree. I think that Roger Rabbit won it, right? And that was cartoons interacting with people.
yeah. Top Gun shouldn't be in there because there were no visual effects. Tom Cruise did all of the effects himself.
Dude, the special effects in that movie rocked. Let's be honest. I mean, you got to keep the Looney Tune, like you got to keep that lunatic in check.
Bessie said the Batman isn't in for best score.
Shockingly, no.
The Batman
I
just
don't really
goes the
remember much
practical
of it.
mix with the volume.
Writing, best adapted screenplay. The nominees: All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery by Ryan Johnson of The Last Jedi, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I'm going to tell you guys what it's going to be. I think it's going to be Glass Onion.
Yeah.
The writing's really good in that movie. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
As much as we hate Ryan Johnson.
I like Ryan Johnson. He's fine.
Just
Original writing,
keep him away from my
original
Star Wars.
Original screenplay. The Banshees of Inisherin. I feel like I need to see this movie. It's nominated for everything.
Yeah.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. The Fablemans. I'm not even familiar with what that movie is, to be honest with you. Tar and Triangle of Sadness. What a title. I think this is where Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of steps up. What do you guys think?
Not even knowing what the others are. I mean,
That's
but
kind of where I'm at too.
But everything I've heard about Everything Everywhere All at Once is like it's almost transcendent. So,
film editing: The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, Top Gun.
I don't know, but I will say this because I recently saw the what you call it, Whitney Houston biop, Somebody to Dance With.
I want to dance. Oh yeah.
And
I want to dance with somebody. I think
where that movie kind of failed a little bit in editing, like Elvis, I think
editing is crucial. Editing is.
It is.
Speaking as a former editor, like
Yeah.
editing is. Yes, there's a category for film editing. If a poorly edited movie is trash, my man, classy Ulysses.
I want screen wipes for everything. It's like
Star wipe.
Yeah,
No,
editing.
okay. Remember
quick.
remember the transitions in Highlander, the original movie?
Editing is more than transitions, my man.
I know, but it's like that's just one example. But
Star Wars.
I was about to say the best story in the world about editing is Star Wars.
Yep.
The original edit by George Lucas was crap, from what I've heard, and they went back and re-edited. A bunch of people re-edited the movie and saved
his
it.
wife,
Yeah,
Marsha
it was
Lucas. And I forget the name of the other editor, but they cut it together, and they actually kind of, because the original cut of Star Wars plays out like a movie of the 70s. They let master shots play out, and then they cut close up. In Star Wars, they created the blockbuster style of editing, where they didn't rely on master shots. They just went with the best takes of everything, right? And they put it together that way, and it became a much more fluid edit of a movie. Like if you watch Star Wars and compare it to other movies of the era, it's edited much different. It's much tighter. The pace is the whole time, as opposed to a film of that era. Like watch Planet of the Apes, for example. Like stuff plays out more like a play. You know, a lot more wides, a lot more master shots. This movie is just cut. Not so much like today, but it really sets the pace for what those movies become.
Yeah. But
that is my degree in filmmaking, speaking, and I am done.
So long story short, I think Wakanda Forever's got 5 nominations, and The Batman's got 3. So not bad for superhero movies this year.
No, they actually represented quite well. You know,
and again,
not bad for science fiction. I mean,
no, that's true. That's true.
Get back to my original question.
Director. We forgot director.
Oh, yeah. Let's do director.
Martin McDonagh, The Banshees of Inisherin. I need to see
really got to see that now.
The Banshees of Ed Sheeran. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. The Fablemans, Steven Spielberg. Tar, Todd Field. Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund. I don't know anything about Triangle of Sadness.
No.
I don't know anything about it. I never heard of it.
I don't know anything about Tar.
Me neither. It's part of the thing is like a lot of these movies that get like the Oscar love are not popular, and they've been trying to change that. It's been weird. It's been weird.
Do you feel like they're trying to change that more and more because the ratings for the actual Oscars have gone down greatly over the last few years?
Well, there's some bad stuff. I mean, it's the Oscars. Like there's been problem with. It's like, yeah, and the person who bribed the judges the most.
Well, I don't know if it's that, but I mean, like, there comes a point in the Oscars where it's just become all art house movies. And it used to be you had a few art house movies that would get nominated, but now it's like almost all art house movies, and that's like bad because that's not stuff that like normal people go to see, right? Like, it used to be like the big like Silence of the Lambs won the Oscar, and that movie rocks. You know, but I mean, like, would you nominate like essentially a horror movie for Oscar? I mean, like, I don't know. Are we getting Ulysses wants to know if we're getting another Will Smith slap? I hope.
Well,
so.
first he asked, "Where's the best fan moment?" and then said, "Yes, are we getting another Will Smith slap?"
The best fan moment was Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I loved that. I couldn't stop laughing. I want to see it again.
Yeah, but he's been banned for a few years. Will Smith.
Hey man, we can let Roman Polanski and there people will chant for him, and he sodomized a girl. But Will Smith slapped somebody, so we get mad about that.
Yeah, well, that's the you said this earlier. Hollywood's corrupt and disgusting.
It is.
It is.
It is. We'll cheer for an admitted rapist who can't come back into the country. We'll bow down and kiss his toes. But Will Smith, he kind of acted like a dork about it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought it was hilarious.
Let's move on.
Don't think that Jada doesn't hold some culpability.
Okay.
She told him to do it, and then she was like,
exactly.
"Oh, I had nothing to do with that. I can't believe he slapped that."
No, it's on film. She gave him that look.
She gave him a look after he laughed. He chuckled. Then he was like, "Oh man, I'm in trouble." Every husband knows that look. I have to do some. I have to do something now.
All right.
You must go assert your dominance. Go right now.
Don is bringing the
shit
dad
out of
jokes.
Will Smith's face.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Art House is just down the road from Roadhouse.
There's a couple good Roadhouse lines, and at the moment, I can't think of any of them.
Huh.
I'm on a complete blank. Lol. Morbius should win Best Picture. I'm done. Good night.
It's Morbin time.
Classy.
Best catchphrase. It's Morbin time.
They can almost do a thing of like meme movies because that was like the meme movie of 2022, right? Isn't there an open relationship? I think because that's Jada says it has to be an open relationship, so they have no choice but for it to be an open relationship. I kid. Will would slap me if he heard me say that. Yeah. So we're doing the Razzies too?
Yeah, let's talk about the Razzies a little bit real quick because these are more fun. Talking about Dirty Hollywood. Worst supporting actor. You have Peter Davidson.
Pete Davidson. For Good Morning. You have Tom Hanks for Elvis, Xavier Samuel for Blonde, Maud Sun for Good Morning, and Evan Williams for Blonde.
I'm shocked by the Tom Hanks thing. I thought he was good in that movie. He's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, a lot of these things, it's just a lot of trolling. Worst supporting actress, Adria Arjona for Morbius.
There you go.
Lorraine Bracco for Pinocchio, Penelope Cruz for the 355, Bing Bing Fan for 355 and The King's Daughter. Wow.
Ooh.
Mira Sorvino for former Oscar winner Mira Sorvino for Lamborghini, The Man Behind the Legend.
Oh my God, I forgot that was a movie.
The worst actor, Colson Machine Gun Kelly Baker. I had no idea that guy's name was Colson Baker.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly for Good Morning.
Yeah.
Jared Leto for Morbius. Well,
there you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Winner. Pete Davidson for Marmaduke. There was a Marmaduke movie. I had no idea. Sylvester Stallone for Samaritan, and Tom Hanks for Pinocchio. They're really getting on Tom Hanks this year.
Yeah, they're upset with him for some reason.
By the way, just as an interesting aside, the Razzies have officially rescinded all Razzie awards given to Bruce Willis after learning of his diagnosis.
Well, they're about to rescind another thing too if I read this list. This one. Worst actress, Alicia Silverstone for The Requiem. I never heard of that. Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic World Dominion. Diane Keaton for Mac and Rita. Kea Scolidero for The King's Daughter. And Ryan Kiera Armstrong for Firestarter. Boy, did they piss off Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore sent her legions of people after the Razzies for going after a kid because she's 12. Granted, Firestarter sucked. It was my least favorite movie of the year. I talked.
Oh yeah, but you can't blame that on the kid.
You can't blame it on the kid, and they've rescinded the nomination. They will no longer nominate anyone under the age of 18.
Good, because they shouldn't. That should have never even been a thought.
Drew laid the hammer down, and it was pretty hilarious. Worst director, Judd Apatow, The Bubble, Machine Gun Kelly, and Maud Sun for Good Morning. I never even heard of this till right now. Andrew Dominic for Blonde.
And you
Daniel Espinosa for Morbius. I'm sure he'd be like, yeah, I made a bad movie. Robert Zemeckis for Pinocchio. I thought Guillermo del Toro made Pinocchio.
No, there were two Pinocchios.
Oh, that's right. This is the Disney one.
Actually, there were three Pinocchios this year, I think. There was another one.
Okay, well, no one heard of the third one.
Worst on-screen couple, Machine Gun Kelly and Maud Sun for Good Morning. Both real-life characters in the fallacious White House bedroom scene, Blonde. Wow. Tom Hanks and his latex-laden face and ludicrous accent in Elvis.
Oh my God!
Wow. Andrew Dominic and his issues with women in Blonde. The two 365-day sequels. I don't get any of this, to be quite honest with you.
I just to address the note that we've got up now.
You got a note up? I'm sorry, I'm reading the list.
It was bad, but
Thor 4 was. I don't think it was terrible.
Said, "Where is Thor 4 for worst movie, actor, actress, score, VFX, and so on?"
Yeah, VFX weren't that great. I think it was fine. It didn't bother me that much.
I didn't like it that much. But it wasn't it wasn't Attack of the Killer Tomatoes worthy. I mean,
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is supposed to be bad, sir.
Yeah.
Worst screenplays: Blonde, Pinocchio, Good Morning, Jurassic World Dominion, and Morbius. A lot of these are really mean-spirited. Pinocchio must have been terrible. This Good Morning, I'm thinking about watching because it sounds so awful.
I have heard that the Pinocchio remake is really bad.
It's Robert Zemeckis too, very surprising, and Tom Hanks. Worst remake, ripoff, sequel: Blonde, both 365-day sequels. 365 days this day, the next 365 days. Razzie BOGO, buy one get one. I don't even know what 365 days is, so I just shrug. Pinocchio, Jurassic World Dominion, and Firestarter. The answer is Firestarter. That movie was
worst
trash.
picture:
Pinocchio, Blonde, Good Morning, Morbius, The King's Daughter. So, this being a comic podcast, we all have to pull for Morbius.
Yes, I am not going to disagree with that.
I don't know. It's I don't know. I always feel dirty reading the Razzies list, to be honest with you. Like, it's always so mean. Ulysses has never heard of Firestarter. Firestarter is a movie based on a book by Stephen King from the early 80s that Zac Efron spearheaded earlier this year, and it is trash! I'm a big Stephen
Wait a minute.
Never heard of it.
Wait a minute. You never heard of Firestarter?
You never heard of Firestarter. Just telling them. It's a bad movie. It's a terrible movie based on an also terrible movie from 1984 starring Drew Barrymore that was based on a really good book.
Yeah.
From 1980.
Yes. So go read some Stephen King.
Stephen King rules.
Yeah, I mean, the Razzies are mean, but
I'm trying to look up
fun.
the three. I'm trying to look up the three Pinocchio movies, but Screen Rant won't come up on my work computer here that I use.
I forgot about the Disney one.
There was three of them. It just all
that just came out on Disney Plus, and it kind of came and went. I think. You know, do you think any of these people are going to show up and accept their word like Drew Barrymore did for Catwoman? Not Drew Barrymore.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really funny if Drew Barrymore accepted Halle Berry's award for Catwoman. That would have been hilarious.
Oh, right. It was Pinocchio, A True Story. Man, whoever wrote that dropped
Pinocchio,
acid.
A True Story.
Yeah, and
Frosty,
it was it was the voice actor who the voice actor of of Pinocchio was oh my God, what's his name? From like hold on a second, I gotta look this up because
all right. While you're looking that up, Frosty asked, "Is this a real thing? I've never heard of this. You've never heard?
You never heard of the Razzies? Yeah,
Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore was the voice of Pinocchio. Oh no, the whole movie was like that.
Oh my God, I'd shoot myself.
It was hilarious. You'd have to see it. It's hysterical.
So the Son-in-Law is a fun movie.
It makes no sense whatsoever, and it's awesome.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things I haven't heard of before.
Let's stick with our show, and you might hear a lot of stupid things.
Yeah.
We say a lot of stupid things.
Tons. So, yeah. Them's the Oscars, them's the Razzies. I think it's Sunday at 9 o'clock. Time to bring these cattle home.
Is it? Is it really?
I think so.
I think we go for another hour. What do you people say? Oh wait, we've lost viewers.
We've lost the audience. It's time to go.
That's it. It's 10 o'clock. Just one more note. You guys fans of giant kaiju? Godzilla, Gamera.
Oh, you're asking us?
Yeah. Sure. Why?
Gamera Rebirth is a new Netflix anime series. It should be coming out soon.
Okay, let's review that when it comes out. That sounds fun.
We should review Catwoman soon. We said we were going to do that. Bring the other guys on.
I don't recall saying that. I do not recall agreeing to reviewing Catwoman.
That's how he gets us to agree to most things. He's like, I remember that. Well, you did. Oh, all right, fine.
No, I've seen Catwoman. I'm good.
Well, on that note, let's
talk about bad CGI.
Let's go around the room and A, is there anything that you learned on the podcast, or do you have any recommendations? And we'll start with John.
I didn't learn anything, and I seriously don't have any recommendations. I've been working so hard. I haven't had time to, obviously I haven't had time. I really want to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I should have watched it this weekend, and I wound up working. So, you know, here, I grant you this wisdom. Treat every day like it's your last. Go do something fun, or just do that thing that you've been putting off, like me with my book. So, yeah. There you go.
Well, Classy wants to know, are you watching the anime The Eminence in Shadow? It's like Isekai show, and it's great.
All I have to say about that is I am atomic. He'll know what it means.
Okay. JD?
I thought you were John. I didn't learn a damn thing. When we say any recommendations, I got that book that Kassan recommended for us a couple weeks ago. I have the Audible. I have not listened to it yet. I've just been busy with school and wrestling. We're at kind of the end of wrestling season, so it's been craziness, as you guys can see. So yeah, I've got no real cool recommendations for us right away. I need to get my butt back into gear, reading and writing. So yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm usually better than that.
I have learned that when you do a live video podcast, there's a lot more pre-production that goes into it than when you do an audio podcast.
That's why it's good to be the sidekick and not the host. I've learned Dave's hair looks way different down.
Did you?
You look like you're going on tour. You look like you're going to Kansas. Which would be awesome if you were, by the way. Are you going on tour? That would be so cool.
Yes, I am. I'm the new drummer.
Carry on, wayward son.
Oh God, Ulysses is commenting. Bro, Sid became a nuclear bomb.
They're talking about an anime. We're not going to get what he means.
Oh, John even replied to them. Okay, true story. Okay.
Anyway, their anime nerd talk. Let them do that.
Yeah, I learned that John can also do a side podcast called Anime Nerd Talk.
Okay. Totally good. But what are we doing next? What are we doing next week? Are we going to review something? Or are we going to talk news?
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
Let's review a movie.
Yeah, let's do a movie.
Good or bad movie.
Can we wrap up this week first, and then
let's do it on the show. No, let's do this in front of everybody. We'll do the production meeting in front of everybody. Let's pick a movie.
No, we can't show them how the sausage is made.
We can show them my sausage.
We
can show them how the sausage is made every time.
That's only when we do bad movies is when we do the sausage. So
yes, do the sausage. What should we do? What should we watch? Let's do
bad or good.
Let's do something decent, right? Let's do something that we think could be all right if looked back upon.
He Never Died.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie.
I don't know what it is, so I'm going to say no.
It's actually really good.
I believe you, but no. No.
Oh.
Next time.
Rewatch Batman versus Superman live.
Fuck that.
I
would sooner choke on a razor blade than to watch that movie again.
We would get struck by every streaming service for the sheer amount of swearing we would be doing.
And lightning. We would get hit by lightning. No, that is
that or the drinking. There's no way I'm watching that again. Oh God, no.
We did Blade.
I don't know
not good radio. Can't have no ideas.
That's why I said we do it afterwards.
No, it's more fun this way.
What other old movies?
Let's do something from the 80s.
Oh God, one of the original Spider-Man movies.
That is not the 80s, sir. Oh, I've never seen Buckaroo Banzai.
Those were the 70s.
You've never seen Buckaroo Banzai?
I've never seen Buckaroo Banzai. I thought about that because we were listening to I had my Spotify list going in class the other day, and the theme from Buckaroo Banzai came on, and I said out loud, I've never seen this movie.
Done.
Buckaroo Banzai?
Done.
Yeah,
Yes.
we said good, Frosty. We said good. Frosty says watch the Phantom. I don't think
I've seen the Phantom. I kind of liked the Phantom, but I don't want to watch it again because I'm pretty sure it's awful. Let's do Buckaroo Banzai across the fifth dimension.
Yes.
Eighth dimension.
Maybe we'll do the Phantom in the Shadow at some point. The Shadow.
You know, that would be kind of fun. If we do the Phantom and the Shadow, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We'll save that. Should we get the crew?
I will
Get the
I will send
crew.
out the superhero speak signal.
Well, Don's listening, so Don, you want to jump on or what?
I think
Ray,
Don's one of the people we lost.
Oh,
Buckaroo
gone
Banzai
whatever,
Across the
long
Eighth
time.
Dimension is probably one of
I know Ray
the
will be
seminal movies of nerddom.
I know
you
Ray
have
will
to
be
see it.
in. I've never seen it, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, that's a plan.
On that note, you know what? I will recommend that you go to superheroespeak.com where you can find the podcast every week. The links to all our social media at the top of the page, and comic book reviews by our good friend Kristen. If you are not yet subscribed to us on either YouTube, Twitch, or following us on Facebook, do so you can join us live every Sunday night as we stream.
Click that subscribe.
Yeah,
We actually
click
did
the
decent
subscribe
numbers for
button.
having like no promotion and just going, hey, let's just do this. We actually did pretty, like by Fight Game Media standards, which is all I can compare it to is my other podcasts. So we did good numbers, right? Now it seems like we have way more fan engagement this week. We have people I've never heard of before, never heard from before, I should say, who are interacting with us. I think this is good. Thanks, guys, for joining us for the first time who've never interacted with us. We appreciate it.
So this show is, as we said at the beginning of this week, is going to be 10 years, and the tagline has been "Join the conversation" all this time, and now I feel like people are actually joining the conversation.
Right,
So
you can
that's
join
great.
the conversation when like it's live. So welcome.
Yes. As long as your bedtime isn't too early.
So, as always, thanks for listening, and don't let your cape caught in the door. Have a good week. Oh.